Spoiler warning: this blog discusses all 8 episodes of The Defenders on Netflix. With so many caped crusaders crowding our screens, what used to be uncanny has become commonplace. You need something special to stand out. So Season 1 of The Defenders, following Netflix's various street-level Marvel heroes as they coalesced into an Avengers-style supergroup, deserves credit for achieving something many viewers believed impossible. Namely, making us feel sorry for petulant billionaire Danny Rand Finn Jones. Headlining his own Iron First series earlier this year, Rand came across as the gap-year student you definitely didn't want to be stuck next to on a Nepalese bus trip. He insisted on walking around barefoot. He was always babbling on about his Kai. He wore horrible sweatpants. In The Defenders, this avatar of white privilege got his comeuppance by being battered and repeatedly tongue-lashed by his nascent squad mates Matt Murdock aka on-off blind vigilante Daredevil Charlie Cox, super snarky Private Eye Jessica Jones Kristen Ritter, and bulletproof smoothie Luke Cage Mike Coulter. Our baddie bashers. The Defenders. Photograph Sarah Schatz. Netflix. Eventually, his peers decided the best way to deal with Danny was just to tie him to a chair. To his credit, Jones has admitted that his incarnation of the immortal Iron Fist is a bit scrappy-doo. The Defenders may have bonded by mutually rolling their eyes at the guy with the glowing fist, but what really brought them together was a plot to destroy New York orchestrated by Century Salt ninja death cult The Hand. As baddies go, The Hand had previous in Netflix mini-Marvel Universe Daredevil tangled with their foot soldiers, while their corporate arm targeted Rand's family business. Like all good ancient ninja death cults, they preferred to operate in the shadows, perhaps because their ultimate goal, destabilizing NYC by tunneling beneath it and recovering a petrified magic dragon skeleton, might seem silly in the cold light of day. On the plus side, The Hand boasted kung fu henchmen galore and a boardroom command structure that played by Highlander rules: you can live forever, but if your head comes off, that's it. If there were a few plot holes comparable to the enormous shaft dug under Hell's Kitchen by The Hand, The Defenders' slimmer down running time, a relatively sprightly 8 episodes compared to the usual 13, kept things rattling along at a distracting enough tempo. You were rarely more than half an episode away from some mass ninja-bashing brawl. The Netflix Marvel House style might skew deliberately dark and gritty, but these repeated melees in office corridors, Chinese restaurants and building sites had the chopsticky exuberance of Xena Warrior Princess. There were ample opportunities to reinforce character through action, with the bone-crunching but balletic spins of Murdock and dainty jabs of Rand contrasting with Jones and Cage's pub car park reedy roughhousing. The repeated melees in office corridors, Chinese restaurants and building sites had the chopsticky exuberance of Xena Warrior Princess. Photograph Sarah Schatz. Netflix. Each Defender came with an entourage of characters from their own series who all eventually got rounded up in a police precinct, nominally for their own safety but also as a handy way to focus on the main 4. Blind sensei Stick Scott Glenn reappeared from Daredevil, shuffling into frame like Paul Weller going to a mask-themed costume party and enlivening every scene he grumbled through. There were scattered moments of supreme, joyous daftness, like Murdock discovering a vital clue by picking out the Daredevil theme tune on a piano, or the suddenly cash-poor Defenders having to jump the subway to get to their climactic showdown. What didn't work was the treatment of Sigourney Weaver's Alexandra, an antagonist so icily intelligent and immaculately tailored that giving her control of New York or even the world initially seemed a smart move. Instead, Alexandra was cast aside for the sake of an electroshock twist that made The Defenders seem more like just a continuation of Daredevil, a show that already has 2 seasons under its utility belt than its own distinctive thing. That the crisis was resolved away from prying eyes should be a source of relief, but it also robbed The Defenders of any big hero moment. They saved the city, but remain underground. No big Ghostbusters-style victory parade for them. They may have been scrapping with The Hand, but perhaps what really did for The Defenders was success. It was hubristically pitched as the capstone of the Netflix Marvel project, but the whole enterprise has been so enthusiastically received that The Defenders seems more like a pit stop. Second seasons for Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Iron First are in motion, and a new Punisher spin-off will arrive later this year. But even as this mini-universe expands outward, hopefully somewhere on a corporate planning spreadsheet there's a column marked The Defenders 2. They have proved that their infighting can be as entertaining as baddie bashing. Now they just need a story that seems genuinely special. What did you think of The Defenders? Let us know in the comments below.